Hello and welcome to another episode of the Grindbin. I'm Mike Wood.
I'm Chris Mann.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Yeah, I made the team. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
We're setting knockers.
Spooky ain't got no real poetry.
Get up, Brenda.
We're gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love a funny game. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
You could have been decent once in a while. And maybe Daddy would have had to kill himself because he couldn't get us up anymore.
What a shame.
Come on, just step on the gas before we get creamed.
So before we get into the movie today, we have a little bit of grind business to take care of. Last time, our dating profile that you set up, Chris, was very popular.
Yeah, Bobby from the van. I took it upon myself after an idea I had, which was to set up a dating account for characters from these films. I was just curious as to what kind of people they would attract and how it would relate in the real world. And boy, was I in for a shocker.
Yes, and if you don't know what The Van is, it's the first movie we covered on this podcast, 1977, I believe. Ginger Kid gets a van, and Danny DeVito makes an appearance.
And he tries
Go
to
listen
get
to the
laid.
episode, though. It's really good. And
Yeah.
he tries to what?
And he tries to get laid,
Oh, yeah. He tries. Well, and succeeds, actually.
if you want to say so. Well,
Yeah,
forcibly. He forcibly succeeds.
He gets it going at that pizza joint.
Well, I took it upon myself to continue that streak.
So how'd it go with Bobby?
Bobby, not so good. Not a lot of fans of Bobby's technique, which usually open with, hey, do you like vans? Or, hey, baby, you want to studs? And basically what you heard last week is the extent of it. And his photos got flagged and taken down, so I got to re-up
What?
those. Yeah. So Bobby's account...
Those Instagram filters just make it look older, you know?
Well, that's what we try to make people believe, but there are no filters on there. So I tried to continue the streak with a new profile with Kim Bentley from the film Malibu High.
I believe the third episode. Second episode.
Yeah.
Malibu High.
Yes.
Kim Bentley. And if you don't know who Kim is, definitely go check out that episode, or at least go watch the trailer for Malibu High.
Yeah.
Or somebody posted this great video called Kim Bentley Classy
Classy
Broad
Broad.
on YouTube. Please just go watch that video if you haven't seen Malibu High.
I'm gonna be a new woman. Right now I'm flunking out of half my classes, right? No more. I'm gonna get the highest grades, and studying isn't gonna have anything to do with it.
The lightning synopsis of Kim's character from Malibu High. She's a high school student, not getting very good grades, and she just got dumped by her boyfriend, and then she decides to go be a hooker. And then for some reason, she becomes an assassin. And she's just a fierce, fiery brunette with a femme fatale thing going. And so...
I fear for the men that would respond to this one. So how did it go with Kim?
Okay, well, to start, let's read Kim's profile, if we can, real quick. I'm not going to give out Kim Bentley's profile name or the site we were using for this, but her summary goes like this. I reach for it, and I get it. I intend to graduate with top grades, and it's important to me, okay? My action's good. It's real good. You don't have to worry about that. Daddy killed himself. What I'm doing with my life.
Wait, hold on. You just tossed that in? Daddy killed himself?
Yeah,
Like,
line space, and then Daddy killed himself.
like I was just tossed in there. I was hoping it wasn't even its own line, like it was at the end of a paragraph.
It's its own line. What I'm doing with my life. I'm in relief work. I intend to graduate from Malibu High with top honors, and studying is not going to have anything to do with it. I just got a new car and looking to clean up the streets. Oh, and if you don't know Lance, consider yourself lucky. In the film, Lance is her pimp. I'm really good at fighting, shooting, physics, and if we hit it off really well, you can guess. Favorite books, movies, shows, music, and food. Mexican food is alright. I'll choke down whatever mom manages to scrap together between her cleaning the house like a maid from the convent. The 6 things I could never do without. Good grades, high points. If you know where that is, we've met. And my car. I spend a lot of time thinking about how to shut my mom the hell up in the morning. Earning top honors. School really is important to me. Please respect it. On a typical Friday night, I am usually at high point, though it depends on what grades are suffering. And sometimes it depends on the weather. Touristy seasons can be tricky up there. You should message me if you'd like a feisty, fiery brunette with a femme fatale complex, sprinkled with a dash of bitch. We hit it off. You won't regret it. So, that is Kim's profile.
Oh, and here's when you told me you were going to do Kim,
Yeah.
I knew right away. I was like, I can guarantee you that more men are going to respond than women.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I knew that Bobby would be a challenge to get anybody to respond. I can't even believe you had conversations with 2 girls. But I have a feeling that Kim got a lot of messages.
Yeah, there is a magic hour with these dating apps, and it's like either 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. It's like
It's
rush
either
hour for penis. I'm telling you.
right before they're going to do something before bed.
Yeah.
Or right at their lunch hour, which is also very odd.
So this first message, now my rule, again, if for those of you who don't know from the last episode with the Bobby's dating profile, I only use lines that they say from the movies. So I don't reach out to these guys, they reach out to Kim.
Oh, no.
So Kim is going to now...
Wait, how many likes does she have?
Too many. 217. Yes.
Whereas Bobby had like 2.
Yeah, Bobby had it. No, well, I think Bobby got it. Bobby got it
Hold
to
on.
12. Yeah.
So Chris is using the pictures from the movie.
We forgot to
Which
say.
is insane that anybody would respond to any of this. Because, I mean, obviously it does. There's no way this looks contemporary. And Kim, like we say in the podcast, looks like Little Debbie for half the movie. Like, it's insane that anybody would message her and think she's a real woman.
Right. I think because maybe, her look in that movie, it's kind of hipstery, I think. Kind of the feathered hair. And
Yeah, but those pictures, the
the
pictures from the movie.
we use are from the film, like stills from the film. And some of them are like publicity shots from the film. So one of them is like her like flipping off someone through the van, window of Tony's van. Another one is of her like in the Little Debbie outfit, and like leaning up against the desk all sultry.
And some guy sees it, he's like, message this lady.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, she's in school.
She's in school.
I'm in school too.
Oh, 18, all right.
Yeah, exactly. So
What is the age range of the men that... Is it pretty varied?
Oh, it varies. Yeah, I think the oldest one, she was like 38.
38.
Yeah. He was on the prowl
Wow.
for Kim Bentley.
Okay, can't wait for this. So let's get to the first one.
So
here.
the first message, again, we're not going to use the names and profile pictures of these users if we do decide to post these online later, but the first one reached out to Kim at around 4:53 p.m. He opens with, "So, physics, huh?" Kim responds, "I need help in physics." He responds, "Well, then you're in luck because I'm just about done with it." Kim, "Great, you any good? At the subject, I mean, LOL." He says, "Ha ha, yes, I'm pretty good with physics." Kim says, "High Point, be there." "Do you know where High Point is?" "My teacher, Mr. Mooney, is terrible." He responds, "I haven't a clue, and I'm actually working on a lab report for an engineering course until class tomorrow, sadly." Kim says, "Everybody knows where High Point is. The next report cards are coming out, and I want you to know what grade I expect." He says, "Well, then I guess I'm not everyone. Where is it?" Kim,
You could have looked decent once in a while, instead of worrying about dirt and dust and greasy buildups. Maybe then you wouldn't have driven Daddy away. And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
He responds, "What does that even mean?" Kim, "As Sherlock Holmes said, you've left out one detail, and that detail happens to be the half-moon birthmark on your cheek of your ass. I wonder how your wife would feel about me knowing about that, eh?" He responds, "Are these clues or something? I prefer stuff in black and white."
How is this guy... I'm sorry. How is this guy still carrying on a conversation? Like, at some point, you'd be like, okay, this is a joke.
I don't know, man. He keeps going because he says, "Are these clues or something? I prefer stuff in black and white, not this gray area." Kim, "I only split because he couldn't give me all I wanted, and his poor male ego got bruised. Can I go now? If I don't get to my next class, all I'm going to get is another lecture." He says, "Was I keeping you?" Kim says, "High Point. Think about it. I'll be there. Alone." His last message is, "I don't even know where that is!" Exclamation point. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, let us know if you want Chris to continue on his journey of character dating. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Although I'm so sad that nobody messaged Bobby back. I know that you told me the only people left were like some woman in her 40s, and
Yeah.
that was about it.
Slim pickings.
Slim pickings for Bobby. Maybe you have to try a new app or something.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Vanconnection.com, maybe, if there's a van dating website for.
Oh, God, if there's a van dating
singles.
website. Only if. There's farmersonly.com. There can't be vansonly.com?
We'll find out. Yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, we will get to this episode, Supervixens. $1975. The Vietnam War ends. Jaws is released.
The Jefferson premieres.
And nothing is more groundbreaking than what we're talking about today. Supervixens.
It is so groundbreaking. I really have no words how to like introduce. Okay, I can say this. It feels like when I was given painkillers for my back, and the dreams I had when I was kind of in a twilight state from the pills and about to go to sleep. That's how I felt watching this movie.
Yeah.
And trying to make sense of it.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
This movie, now we've talked about before how movies exist in alternate universes.
Yeah.
I think nothing is more ungrounded in reality than this movie. Supervixens was written, directed, produced, shot, and edited by the same man, Russ Meyer.
Yes.
Now, Russ Meyer had made a lot of movies, and this was actually one of his later movies. His last movie was in 1979, Beneath the Valley of the Ultravixens. He's credited in directing a documentary in 2001 called Pandora Peaks, which I bet you can guess what that's about. Mm-hmm. Supervixens is the second movie in the Vixen trilogy.
I didn't know there was a Vixen trilogy.
There's three of them. There's
wow.
Vixens, there's Supervixens, and then Beneath the Valley of the Ultravixens.
Oh, okay, that was my question.
But then he also has ones like Beneath the Valley of the Dolls, which was actually written by Roger Ebert.
Right.
Russ Meyer left this earth in 2004 at the age of 82. But he certainly left us with a lot to talk about.
Yeah, from a man that started out as a combat photographer in World War II. And Supervixens was his first script he ever written. And first draft, that was written in 8 days. And that sucker...
Boy, it doesn't show, though. Let me just say.
Had a budget of $100,000.
Which in that time was 1975, probably like $1 million to $5 million today. I'd say.
It's somewhat of a king's ransom.
It's still a low budget
in the
movie.
low budget world. It's still a king's ransom, I think.
But he was pretty popular around this time. We're also going to cover at some point a movie by John Waters, and John Waters was really inspired by Russ Meyer and says that Faster Pussycat is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes.
So let's dive right into the actors here. Let's start with Cherie Eubank.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Super
plays
Angel.
Super Vixen / Super Angel.
She also played Chesty in Chesty Anderson,
That's
U.S.
right.
Navy.
Chesty Anderson, U.S. Navy, directed by none other than our friend Ed Forsyth, who directed the Crown International Classic, Super Chick.
Yes.
And this is not the only connection to Super Chick that this movie has. We'll discuss that in a minute.
Yeah.
So Cherie Eubank was one of Russ Meyer's most incredible discoveries. This is what the trivia says. Even though she only appeared in 2 films, and this is my favorite part of the trivia, before, quote, disappearing.
Yeah.
However, as of 2002, she teaches drama at Farmer City High School.
We gotta find her.
That's in Indiana, I believe.
My sister lives in Indiana.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we're
Tell her
coming.
to be on the lookout for Chesty Anderson.
We're coming.
Chesty Anderson, U.S. Navy just sounds like a great movie. Like, it sounds like I'm definitely going to enjoy it.
Down Periscope.
So let's go into probably the most famous person in this movie is Charles Napier.
Yes.
Harry Sledge.
Yes.
Over 200 credits. Unfortunately died in 2011. Was 75 years old. Lived in Bakersfield for a bit. Was in a few Russ Meyer movies, actually, but his most notable roles I just gained from here was Rambo 2. He played Murdoch.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Austin Powers. Blues Brothers.
Philadelphia.
I didn't know that one.
And let's not forget Jury Duty. Starring
Oh,
Pauly Shore.
yes. How could we forget?
Hungry.
The Pauly Shore classic.
Yeah.
The other one I have down here, Super Soul, is Ushki
Degard. Yeah.
who plays a German lady in this movie, but she's actually, I believe, from Sweden or Switzerland.
Yeah.
Did a ton of exploitation movies as well as porno movies. And this is the other connection, is she was Mayday in Super Chick.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow, that warrants a reviewing.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't mind.
You didn't notice her before. It's
No.
her.
Wow.
That lady milking the cow.
She's also as Ilsa in She-Wolf of the SS.
Yes,
Also.
which we will also be covering at some point.
Yeah, wow,
A real,
small world.
You know, we'll get into that one.
Yeah.
I guess she's still alive because it didn't say she was dead. Last thing she was in, 1989. So she gracefully bowed out of the porno exploitation scene.
Yeah. So she pulled out.
She Charles Pitts, who plays Clint, not in much. 8 credits total. Most of them are, here's some, Policeman 1, Football Player, The Newlywed. These are his roles. So this was his big break here. However, on his IMDb page, there's one post in his message board. I'm going to read it to you right now. Please contact me! ! Smiley face. From the user Chul. This was on October 5th, 2004, 12 a.m.
Can we look up if that's a weeknight at that point?
Tuesday.
What's a Tuesday?
It was a Tuesday. If you are Charles Pitts and you're reading this message, could you please contact me at my web address? I have started a Yahoo group called Supervixens Oasis. I have dedicated this group to my favorite couples in Russ Meyer films and to the underappreciated male stars of Meyer films. You are one of my favorites, and I'd really like to hear from you. Reply from Chul again. Friday, March 4th, 2005. But 6 months later there. 11:51. And he did. Charles was so very nice, and he even sent me a free autographed CD. He is a great actor and singer, multi-talented. I loved him in Supervixens. Charles, as of 2005, still out there.
Singer, you say?
Singer and actor.
Wow.
Autographed CD.
We have a new task ahead of us, is to find the CD.
Oh,
And
yeah.
review
Well, maybe we can get Charles if he's still alive.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Track by track review. Oh, live performance on the Grindbin. First ever
acapella.
live artist showcase.
So the only other trivia I have is that all the exteriors were apparently shot in Arizona, but all the interiors were shot in California.
Yeah, what a pain in the ass.
Russ Meyer originally intended to cast his wife at the time, Edie Williams, as the role of Super Vixen, but they split up, so he just decided to use Cherie Eubank for both roles.
Probably a wise decision.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because that basically is the entire plot of the movie,
Yeah.
so it would seem hard-fetched.
But
But
this is also the one Russ Meyer. Some of a lot of these actors that are in here. This film was rated at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. 100%.
100%?
Yes. Now let's get this in perspective. Stanley Kubrick's films, the highest rated film, Dr. Strangelove, is at 99%. This edges it out by one tomato.
Well, how many reviews?
By
How many
one tomato. I don't know. I didn't check. I just stopped there because I didn't want to, shatter the divine joy of knowing that this film is at 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you seen any Russ Meyer movies before this, Chris?
No.
Okay. So
No,
I
I'm
thought
a
this would be a
newcomer.
really good
Yeah.
introduction.
Yeah, I'm the everyman of this.
His movies
yeah.
exist in his own universe. I don't even know really how to explain it other if you haven't seen it. But this movie is so out there that when we explain it, you're probably just going to be like, "This can't be true."
Yeah, it's like typically in films like this, the woman is meant to be had. It's reversed.
Oh,
this
yes,
way.
yeah.
Completely reversed.
Yeah, men are not treated well in these movies at
No,
all.
No.
So let's get into it. The
Yeah.
movie starts with credits rolling. So I thought I'd accidentally started at the end.
So did I. Or I thought I fast forwarded too soon.
Yeah.
Or like in the editing room, they started the film way too late.
But I'm not kidding, is that this movie literally starts with a truck driving down the road and full movie credits rolling, like
Yeah.
giving credits to all the cast and everything. I was like, wait, whoa, this can't be right. And I was just imagine being in the movie theater. Would you be like,
All right, a trucker movie. All right.
I mean, they used to put credits before the movies, but they would usually be like cards. Nothing like this. It's full rolling credits.
Yeah. This is almost like George Lucas rolling credits.
Odd choice.
Yeah.
So we watch this tow truck drive. The tow truck comes into a gas station. We see a guy filling up gas for a woman in the car. All the cuts are insanely fast in this part. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's like guy filling gas, boobs, guy filling gas, boobs. We see the tow truck guy who owns this gas station. The phone rings. He goes over to answer it. Before we get into that, this name is Martin Bormann.
Yeah.
Martin Bormann was one of the most notorious Nazis.
Yep.
He was Hitler's personal secretary.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's the thing, is this movie was made in 1975. In 1972, they identified remains that they said were Martin Bormann's because apparently he committed suicide after Hitler did.
Right.
But there was a bunch of theories that he actually lived. So I'm thinking that definitely Russ Meyer was saying that this was supposed to be the Martin Bormann who owned a gas station in the middle of Arizona.
That's a fitting cover.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nazi references in this movie.
A ton.
So he answers the phone. I say it's 1975 because in 1998 they conclusively determined that those remains were Martin Bormann because of DNA testing. But this movie was not made then. So he answers the phone, and it's Super Angel, the wife of the guy pumping gas, Clint.
I laughed out loud the second she started talking. Everything, I think I burst into laughter when I heard, "You son of a bitch!"
Yeah, Super Angel is not nice.
No. Basically, she's calling because she's tired and she needs cat food or something.
She's horny.
She's horny.
She wants him to come home.
Yeah.
Super Angel cannot get enough, and no man can satisfy her. Yeah. She calls Clint all day, apparently, while he's at work, and it's like, when you coming home? I want to fuck you. And he's like, would you shut up? I got a job. He gets all pissed about it constantly. The Martin Bormann tells Clint the phone's for him. He's filling up gas for this lady in a car, this really busty lady in a car with pigtails.
So what do you got?
Yeah, she's hitting on him hard.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll find out in this movie that every woman is in love with Clint.
Yeah.
To the point where it's a detriment to him. Like, I would say that Clint is walking through his own personal nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it's the root of all his problems in this film. If he wasn't being attacked sexually, he would not be in the situations he finds himself in.
You would think he's lucky, but every time a woman comes onto him, it ends in utter disaster.
Yeah.
So the woman in the car gets out and follows him. Clint's talking on the phone to his wife. She's like, I need cat food. He's like, why don't you go out and get some? She goes, I'm not dressed. When are you coming home? And that's when he gets all pissed and he's like, I gotta work. Why don't you leave me alone? So then the woman from the car comes out of the bathroom in this like teeny little outfit with her boobs all pushed up and shorts on. And she just starts dancing.
Yeah, for no reason.
All of them do this like weird cha-cha type dance where they just like wave their hands in the air and like they're doing the Charleston or something. Or like it's like the Charleston mixed with the Running Man.
It is. Mixed with the scene from Showgirls, yeah.
So Super Angel's getting like super jealous on the phone because she hears her voice. She's like, who's that bitch? And he's like, oh, it's nothing. She's really flat.
Yeah, she starts insulting
She looks
her.
like a boy.
Compared to you, she looks like a boy.
Yeah, and
That's
she's
what he
like,
says.
good. And so then he's like, I gotta go to work. Leave me alone. So he hangs up. Super Angel calls again, and then the woman from the bathroom answers. And she puts the phone up between her boobs and just lets it sit there for a bit. And then says something about how she's like getting her man or something, and then Super Angel gets really pissed because the lady hangs up on her. She calls again, and Martin comes over and answers. This must just be their daily routine.
Yeah, because he's so like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah. So Martin walks over to him and he goes, Clint, you need to go home or there's going to be no house to come to.
Oh, yeah, she says, quote, I'm going to burn down this fucking lean-to.
Martin Bormann, Super Service.
Listen to me, good fatso. You get your crowd ass out on that pump island and tell my old man to get home now or I am going to burn down this fucking lean-to.
And so he gets all mad. Clint gets all mad and he says,
I bring you an ultimatum from the Führer. Either you get your ass home, mach schnell, or you won't have a house to come home to.
No good, bitch.
So then we go to Clint's home. He comes home pissed. He walks into the bedroom where Super Angel's laid out ready for him. He says,
"Where else could you spend so much time on your back outside of a whorehouse? Call me away from my job one more time and it's your ass. I mean it's your ass. And back to that pornographer of yours who used to take all your shitty abuse. Angel, the spoiled bitch crap is finished. You hear me? I've had it."
She tries to come on to him. He does not want it. He keeps talking while she like literally gets on top of him and fucks him while he's still...
You can't decide if he's going to go through with it or not. He's in a real predicament, I'm sure.
Yeah, she gets on top of him. She's trying to have sex with him. He keeps talking to her, and she's just like, whatever, and just keeps going.
I love his line, "Go bang the king's regiment. I don't give a damn anymore."
He ends up finishing. She accuses him of cheating on her.
And
he
it's
says
a quick
no.
finish. Can we address this? It is a quick finish.
She gets really pissed at him. She starts slapping him. He storms out. She runs out of the house while he's trying to drive away. She's already got what she wanted.
Yeah. What more does she need?
So he tries to drive away, and she throws a brick through his windshield or his window.
Yeah.
She grabs an axe and then starts slamming it into the hood of the car and breaks all his windows.
I wanted a Cadillac.
Clint's not going to take this, so he drags her into the house, and that creepy neighbor's watching the whole time.
Wait, okay, here's the thing. He's dragging her back. I would have locked her out and called it a day. You know? Like, what is his desire to keep this around?
Well, if we learn one thing about Clint, it's that he loves working at gas stations, and like for some reason, he's always got to get back.
Yeah.
That gas isn't going to pump itself.
No, it's not. Well,
apparently we can't pump our own gas.
No.
Not in this time. Not in 1975.
I'll get,
full service.
No.
So the neighbor's been watching, this creepy neighbor. Once they go inside, he calls up the cops and he goes, "He's going to kill her. You got to hurry up." So then the cop, Harry, shows up.
Harry Sledge.
This is going to be another main character.
Charles Napier.
He comes through the door and hits Clint in the head with a nightstick as he's beating Angel on the ground. Also, there's a lot of violence against women in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's very excessive, like to levels that are extreme.
Yep.
So they take Angel away in an ambulance. Harry just pours water on him. He tells him he's going to be in trouble if she says anything. But he goes back to work. So we cut to a hospital where we see a shot of Angel laying on like a table. And the doctor's got his hands down her shirt, just feeling around a little bit.
It's like, no lumps here.
Yeah, and she has no reaction whatsoever on her face. She's really
staring at the ceiling like she's already dead. Like she's a fucking cadaver.
So the cop, Harry walks in, and she's just staring up. And then the doctor like quickly puts his hands away, but then walks over and he goes,
Hell of a pair of tits, best I've seen in a long time.
So it's like, well, he wasn't hiding it that much.
Yeah. Oh, you got me.
Harry goes over and talks to Angel and is like, "Oh, what happened?" And then she immediately just says, "Thanks for taking out that guy," and starts hitting on him real hard. Mm-hmm. Cut back to the gas station. Clint's working, getting mad. Martin tells him to go home.
He's losing out on wages now to this girl.
Yeah, this is a recurring problem, apparently.
Because Martin has a lot of sympathy for our boy. And you would wonder, like, does he hire extra help for when this happens? Call Vince. Clinton's got to go home, take care of some business. We'll get this all squared away.
No, I think Martin just has to deal with it himself. Like, he's a Nazi. He can't complain about much.
Yeah. He does the heel click salute and sends him home.
And there's all these parts where he says things in German.
Yeah.
Just like this part. When he tells him to go home, he says some weird shit in German.
Oh, remember when she calls, he refers to her as the Führer.
Oh, yeah. Das Führeranfall. Yes.
Führer line 1.
So Clint goes home. I like this part. Is he pulls up in the driveway. This weird music's playing. He picks up the axe that she'd used to put through the hood of the car. He kind of like holds it in his hand a little bit, thinking like, yeah, maybe I'll use this.
He's like, so what's the sentence for...
He definitely contemplates it because he holds it in his hand, like checks the weight a little bit. But then he just decides to put it down. He knocks on the door. Angel answers, calls him a philanderer and a woman beater, and slams the door on him. She looks out the window. He flips her off. Then he grabs the axe, holds it for a bit still. Eventually, he drives it through the hood of his own car.
Yeah. Better than her skull.
He had to hit something.
Yeah.
And the neighbor's still watching all this, very weirded out. Clint drives away. We cut to the inside of the house. Angel's there, but she has Harry with her.
Oh, she has
there.
a guest. Very important guest.
So she asks him if he wants a drink. He says he's enjoying his cigar, and she says this line, which I still really don't get the joke.
Oh, I like a good cigar, but I take it out of my mouth on occasion.
So she does a striptease for him. We cut to a bar. Clint's drinking at the bar. Haji is the bartender.
Yes.
She is like a fully naked woman with pasties on.
Yeah.
Just serving
like,
drinks.
You've heard of bikini bars. This is
a pasty bar.
Yeah.
By the way, every woman in this movie, every woman has giant boobs and is super slutty, except for one bartender later in the movie, and she's only in one shot.
And they go to chiropractors all the time, I'm sure.
They must. So he's drinking at this bar. Haji tries to stop him and says he's had enough. He says to keep pouring. Cut back to the house. Angel's hitting on the cop more. Angel's hitting on Harry. Cut back to the bar. Cop is writing a ticket for Clint's truck because it's apparently parked illegal, but I didn't know why. Haji tries to get him to stop drinking. He says nobody tells him when to stop drinking. She hands him a key and says, "You can have me for 2 hours."
Yeah, do we figure out where this key leads?
Well, apparently to the whorehouse part. My question is, like, there's only one person working in this bar.
Yeah.
So she'd just be like, well, we're closed, everybody, or pour your own drinks. I'm going to go fuck a customer. I got a client.
No, what she does is she ties a rope to one end of the... and she kind of holds onto it in the room, and she kind of tugs on it, and that's what pours the stout.
But he refuses, and he says the line, "I reckon Angel's tits are bigger than yours." And this drives her crazy.
Furious. He is basically signed his death warrant. And it really hits him in the ass later.
And if all of this sounds crazy to you, imagine fucking watching it. This movie is insane. So everybody's probably like, wait a second. So a guy comes home, his wife, there's all sorts of crazy things that happen in this movie. But this is the tip of the iceberg.
You think it's just going to be a relentless sex romp with, you think it's going to be like a revenge flick.
No,
I think because I thought going into it's going to revolve around her getting accosted and she's going to go on some revenge trip.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This movie is like, I don't know how to explain it other than like a surrealist porno.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if Salvador Dali tried to make a porn movie.
That is perfect. That's a perfect way to describe it.
Incredibly bizarre.
Yeah.
It is the Jacob's Ladder of porn movies. Yeah. So we cut back to the house. Angel's in there with Harry, but they're in the bedroom. And he can't get it up.
He's almost proud of the fact, too. He's just very like, well, not happening.
Yeah. Okay. But this part, she tries to go downtown on him, and she says, "I never leave a good man down." And he gets, like, livid and says,
"Harry, I never left a good man down yet."
Knock that queer shit off. Now, we're going to do it my way or not at all.
Said no man ever.
Okay. So he still can't get it up. So how does Angel respond to this? Well, how she responds to every man that says no to her. She emasculates him to the point of violence.
Yeah.
She says what's wrong with him. She grabs this... Okay, so every man in this movie, by the way, has a giant, like, fake dick that's, like, at least... I'm not joking. 2 feet long.
Yeah.
Like, these things are huge. They go down to every guy's knee.
Mm-hmm. Even our boy
Clint. I swear they have the same one.
Yeah. In this universe, everyone is well endowed.
Everybody has a John Holmes penis.
I think how they shot this. They got a horse, dressed it up in human clothes, and just shot from the waist down of his horse, and let it all hang out.
She grabs this like giant dick, which you see really quickly, and just like throws it down on the bed. And this thing is, like I said, like 2 feet long.
He's like, the vein is the size of a Twizzler.
So she tells him to get out of her bed.
Not ready with my beautiful body. You got a lot of nerve, Buster, telling me you're not ready. All those muscles, except the one that really counts. Bed, you phony.
So she like goes out into the living room and pours herself a drink, then grabs this giant phallic candle and like chucks it on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't get what she gets mad at it for some reason.
Angel is like she gets really violent.
You know what I thought she was mad at the candle for? Like, well, this thing can get hard. Why can't he? That's what made her snap.
So Harry gets dressed. He's getting ready to leave. He walks out in the living room. I love this part. He goes,
Oh, well, that's the way it goes, baby. Someday you're up, someday you're down. I'm dropping by tomorrow.
and then he slaps her ass on his way out.
Never has anyone ever been that enthusiastic about not being able to perform.
Yeah, he's like, well, we'll just try again tomorrow. Yeah. So he's about to walk out. After he slaps her ass, she like tosses her drink on him and says,
Tomorrow, my ass. How do you know you can even get it up tomorrow, you limp faggot? Tomorrow, shit.
He spins around and like punches her full on in the gut. She falls to the ground. She's like, what? Like writhing around on the ground, like gasping for air. He says this quote. I like this quote.
That's what you get for being sassy. You about the sorry, foul-mouthed bitch I ever met in my life.
And then he says, I'll leave when I'm ready, pours himself a drink, and just sits down. She's like still rolling around on the floor, can't breathe. She tries to grab the phone, like pull it down to her.
Which is the worst. If you're trying to be inconspicuous, the worst thing you could do is pull a rotary phone off a table.
Because he's sitting right there on the couch.
Yeah.
And she's pulling it down in front of him. He notices and just pulls it out of the wall.
Yeah.
Then he starts putting on black leather gloves. And it's like,
red flag.
OJ style.
Yeah.
So then Angel gets up and starts throwing flower pots and lamps at him, but she can't hit him even though she's only like a foot away from him. He keeps dodging him and he's like, come on, hit me, bitch. Hit me.
Yeah. You know what? The sledge is on the ledge.
And then like while all this is happening, some really like weird punchy country music is playing
it's weird.
this.
This movie has the weirdest musical score.
Oh,
and
God.
we're gonna find out
like,
later.
Royalty-free music to the extreme.
Yeah,
it's like bum 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 bum
in the worst places possible. But
it definitely goes with the movie, though.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
It takes place in like a fever dream.
I'm telling you, man.
This is insane.
These are the dreams I had on painkillers and muscle relaxers. Muscle relaxers and you name it.
This is like, when Rush Limbaugh was all addicted to pills. This is how he was walking around living for like months.
You found out, bitch. Come on, golf clubs.
I think this is how Rush Limbaugh lives his life, actually, is he just imagines every woman as a super busty woman coming on to him.
Yeah.
Harry tells her, go to the bedroom. She runs in, slams the door. He goes over and locks the front door. She runs into the bathroom and locks the door. Then we get this weird scene where Harry's trying to get into the bathroom.
And for a cop, he's the most ineffective when it comes to kicking down a door.
He's the sheriff, I think.
Yeah. If you can't kick down out of bed, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like he can't get into the bathroom door. At first he tries a little bit. He's like, come on, baby, open the door. I'm all right. And she's like, no. And then when he can't open the door, she thinks it's really funny. So she like turns on the radio and starts dancing around the bathroom like, you can't get in here. You can't get in here. And he is like infuriated by this and starts like just trying to knock down the door. He starts stabbing it with a knife.
He goes in the kitchen, gets a knife, and she says, that hasn't worked. Clint's tried that before. Like, how many times has this happened?
Oh, man. Yeah, she is like emasculating him hardcore. Like, you can never say she's asking for it because what happens? She's no. Nobody can ever ask for that.
I was literally about to say the same thing. You read my mind.
But it's like, you're not helping yourself, Angel. So she emasculates him for a good, 5 minutes. Finally, he opens the door by stabbing a knife through it, but then he puts his back against the wall, gets up and pushes his feet onto the door, and eventually slams it into her, which was okay. So there's a knife sticking out of the door.
Yeah.
The door lands on her chest, and I thought, oh man, he just stabbed her.
That's what I thought.
So, because he runs in and he runs in so fast into the bathroom, he jumps in the tub, and then he pulls her up, but there's no stab wound on her. I was like, oh, okay, so I guess she's fine. Not yet.
No, not out of the woods.
So he pulls her into the tub, and he just starts wailing on her.
He full on face stomps her.
Yes, he punches her, but then he just starts jumping up and down, and like where they have a shot. This whole movie is shot really like low angle, looking up.
Yeah,
was we just see him in a shower, just like lifting his feet like 5 feet in the air, and then with 2 feet just slamming them down.
It's a very violent scene. Like,
yes,
very violent.
It goes on for a long time, and there's music playing.
The water is turning red at this point.
Tub is covered in blood.
Yeah.
He gets out. Somehow she gets up. He then takes the radio and chucks it in the tub. She gets electrocuted to death. The house burns down, and Harry just leaves.
Yeah.
Now the neighbor who's watched everything happen before gets up to take a piss. He looks up through the window and he sees the flames billowing out of the house, and he's like, "Fire!" Cut to the bar.
Yeah, of all the times he, pervs out.
He misses it.
Yeah. And this is the one. And then the screaming, you can't hear that?
There's even a part when Angel's in there and she's like, that pervert next door will help me.
Yeah.
So then we come back to the bar, and Martin finds Clint at the bar. And Clint's like passed out drunk there. And Martin's the guy who owns a gas station.
Yeah.
So he pulls him outside and he starts choking him. He's like, "Why did you do it? Why'd you do it?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He tells him Angel's dead. She burned up. He's like, "What are you talking about? Oh my God, I've been here for hours." He goes, "Here, let me prove it to you." He goes in and he goes to Haji. He's like, "Tell him I've been here all night." Now she's still mad about that tits comment.
Yeah.
She calls him a liar, and he yells at her, "You're a lying bitch." Then for some reason, Martin gives him all the money he has and helps him skip town. And I was like, why?
Yeah. I'm at a loss. Again, you're in for a ride after this point.
Yeah. So
you know what? If he didn't, we wouldn't have a movie.
No.
After this scene.
Okay.
So there you go. That is why.
Now, I thought the first time I saw this movie, like, oh, okay, I get it now. Clint's just basically going to be running away from the law this whole movie, and like he's going to be a man accused, wrongly accused.
Right.
No. This really is not referenced ever again. These events.
No, it's
they
kind of
will
fine.
be, but not in the way you think.
Because at the end, I completely forgot why he was running.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah. I forgot Super Angel was a character. I forgot she was even in this movie. I forgot all of the violence that preceded the ending scene.
This is like the first 20 minutes of this movie, and it's about to devolve into a even more bizarre road trip.
It's like a Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, it is. It's like a Terry Gilliam porno or something. Like the events that are about to unfold just continually get weirder and weirder and weirder.
Oh my God, I just can't wait to get to the one, but I'll save that one.
We get to the road. Martin drops him off to the side of the highway in the middle of nowhere. Clint hitchhikes. The first car stops to pick him up. We don't ever see what happens in this car, but we just cut to morning on the road. Clint gets dropped off by this hitchhiker.
And I love the fact that this car, when it drives away, it starts going straight up the side of the mountain.
I didn't notice that. For this movie, that's about the most normal thing that happens.
Oh, we shut the top, buddy.
So Clint gets dropped off. He starts hitchhiking again. This guy and a girl in this car drive by, and the girl leans over to the guy. She's like, oh, turn around, pick him up. I want to pick this guy up. So they both really want him to get in the car. Clint gets in the car. This girl's name is Super Cherry. Mm-hmm. Every woman in this movie is named Super something.
Yeah.
Okay. So Super Cherry is a redheaded woman who is also very busty in like some sort of like racing jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And the guy who's driving is later called the race car driver in the credits.
It's very Disco Stew in a way.
Yeah, very. So she's like just sitting there rubbing on herself. She's like, oh my God, I look so great. Look at my body.
I mean, she's getting herself off. She doesn't need
to get
this
she
guy
says,
up.
This morning I came in the shower just by looking at myself. And the guy is like super into this. He's like, yeah. And he keeps looking over at Clint. He's like, how do you like that? How do you like her? And Clint is this mortified. He's like, yeah, it's great, man. It's great. And he keeps saying stuff. He's like, hey, how come you don't like Super Cherry? What's wrong with you? You don't like Cherry? He's like, no, man, it's fine. So then she takes Clint's hands and starts rubbing it all over her breasts. And the guy leans over and goes, she's just getting started, man. And he's sitting there like, again, mortified. I don't know. So then Cherry's like, well, we're not going far enough yet. She grabs his junk.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not interested. And then the guy driving gets really upset about this.
Go figure.
He just starts getting like pissed. So, because she like fully gets in his pants at one point and is like about to pull it out.
And she gets denied. He takes offense to that because, well, she's so hot. I like her. How come you don't like her, man?
Yeah, it's like, why won't you fuck my wife?
Yeah.
Come on, man. There's like a lot of like cuckold and stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
It's a huge theme in this movie.
I think this film is one big metaphor for God knows what.
Yeah,
I can't
Russ
tell you.
knows.
I can't tell you what it is, but it's a metaphor for something.
It's so hard to say that this is brilliant.
Yeah,
but it really is in its own strange way. It's like he knows exactly what he's doing. Like Russ Meyer is a very talented filmmaker, believe it or not. Like, because this movie is shot really cool. Like, it's crazy, but the whole thing is so bizarre and great. It's not like what you would call a bad movie.
No.
It's just bizarre.
Again, 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
An art house porn movie. I mean, really, it is insane. Yeah. Clint asks him to pull over. He wants to get out. The guy in the car says, that's no way to talk to Super Cherry. Oh, no. Okay, so he pulls over. Clint gets out. Then Cherry's all pissed off, and he's pissed off too. They pull the car in front of him, and the driver, gets out. He walks up to him and goes, that's no way to talk to Super Cherry, and then he punches Clint. They fight. Cherry gets out of the car, and she's like watching it all turned on, like leaning against the car.
Yeah.
Clint eventually gets the upper hand, and he starts punching the guy on top of him. Cherry comes over and kicks Clint right in the dick. Then the guy comes over, steals his money, throws his wallet on the ground. Cherry at one part goes, I get half of that, right?
Yeah.
And he looks at her, he goes, yeah.
Yeah, like very, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way he says it.
The guy goes over and starts counting the money. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a rattlesnake bites him on the ankle.
Yeah.
And he starts screaming, and he's on the ground, and he's like, oh my god. And Cherry runs over, she's like, what's wrong? He goes, suck it out. And like takes her head and starts shoving it down on the ankle. So she sucks it and then spits out like she's gonna barf. And then he's like, get me to a doctor. And they just drive off.
That doesn't have to be in this movie at all.
When he got bit by the snake, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this is about the point when I was like, okay.
You can feel the wheels of sanity shaking on the axle.
Yeah, this movie is, honestly, it's hard to watch.
The lug nuts are coming loose.
It's hard to watch without pausing every now and then because I'm like losing my grip on reality. So another car pulls up, and you thought, okay, well, that was weird, but it can't get any weirder, right? Another guy pulls up. He stops, he sees Clint, he's all hurt. He goes, well, why don't you come with a ride with me? They get in the car and he says, you know what? We're going to go to my farm. We go to the farm. Farmer tells Clint he has a mail order Austrian wife.
Yep.
He calls her Soul because her Austrian name is too hard to pronounce. So this is where we meet Super Soul. Mm-hmm. So how do we meet her?
By the way.
Yeah,
my
Super
favorite. Soul
is the best.
Oh yeah, love her.
This was May Day.
Yes.
So it shows a quick shot of her, and she's in like an Oktoberfest outfit with like pigtails, bent over with her boobs like hanging out of her top, milking a cow with like this weird, creepy smile on her face, like, hey.
And everyone watching this, like, boy, how I'd love to be that cow. Now my question, the way she's dressed, now do you think he supplied that to her? Like, oh yeah, this is the custom.
For sure.
Or did she bring that? Because the way she happened with, let's get this out of the way, she's a nymphomaniac.
Oh, very much so.
Do you think he supplied this to her saying, I've always wanted this fetish, it's mail order bride. Come on. Or is she wearing this little clothing because she barely wears it to begin with?
I don't know, but I do have to say this farmer is living it up. This dude is having the time of his life.
God bless him.
You know how like mail order brides, like if you've ever seen any of these documentaries about them, never works out right.
No.
It's working out just fine for this dude. So, and because he says like, oh well, I guess Super Soul isn't in here. She must be doing her chores for the day.
She's doing some plowing.
And I swear to God, it has that Oktoberfest music.
Oh, without a doubt.
So she comes in carrying like a bucket of milk, 2 buckets of milk on some sort of, like those things that like
over her shoulders.
Yeah. She comes in the house, puts down the milk. Farmer introduces her. She comes over to Clint and stares right at his dick, and she's like, "Yeah," like got a big smile on her face,
like a dog seeing a steak.
Cut to, she's cleaning his wounds, but this consists of Clint lying down on like a couch and her with her boobs just popping out like over him, going like, that's clean, like cleaning them. So then we cut to, and then like the farmer comes in, he's like, she's quite a woman, quite a woman. He's like, oh yes. Clint is again just like, please, no more.
This guy cannot get a break.
He's just begging for one normal day, and just for once, no busty woman to destroy him.
Yeah.
So it cuts to Clint sleeping at night, and he has to listen to the farmer having sex with Super Soul, and we keep cutting between them violently having sex like really fast, really fast, to the point where it cuts back and she's like,
and they keep changing every shot is of a different position. It's the most
but we keep
comical
juxtaposing
thing.
between them doing it really fast and Clint trying to sleep. So eventually we just hear snoring, so the farmer's out, and then there's a knock at Clint's door, and he's like, oh no. Poor Clint knows exactly what's about to happen. He like reluctantly gets up and answers that door, and he's like, oh god. As soon as he opens it, Soul just runs in like, yeah, and she just like pounces on him.
He doesn't even, not even a way to say hello, nothing.
She just goes, yeah, and like grabs him, forces him onto the bed, and he's like, get the fuck out of here. He actually says that to her. He's like, go, leave, get out of here, get the fuck out of here. And she just will not take no for an answer.
No.
She's like trying to pull his wiener out. She's like
insatiable.
She's like ready to go. She just had violent sex for God knows how long, and then is like, I need more.
The Twinkie has been filled. Why stop there? Keep going.
So Clint has to like literally carry her out of this room. Forces her out of the room. Thank God he can get some sleep. Cut to the next day, and you would think, maybe it's going to calm down. No, the first thing we see is the farmer screwing Super Soul in the middle of the field while Clint's working the farm.
Yeah.
So like they're sitting, the farmer's like laying flat on the ground, and she's like, yeah, like just going on top of him in the background while Clint's like trying to like pick up hay bales.
Because Clint's got to carry his weight at this point. You know, he's...
The farmer's like, oh, good, I found a farmhand. I could just fuck my wife all day.
Which makes you wonder, why doesn't this guy have a farmhand to begin with? So he can just do this all day long.
Yeah, like I said, this guy's doing just fine. This farmer. Did I also mention he's like 80 and she's like 30?
Oh, yeah. God bless her. God bless her.
After that's done, Clint's still doing his chores, and we see her running around the farm with like 2 stalks of corn in her hand, and she's just running with them over her head like, yeah. And then I bet this is your favorite part of the movie. Tell me what happened.
We see the farmer running, not like casual, or running, and there's a chicken up against his crotch, and he's naked chicken crotch, running.
Oh god.
And they show them having sex in every position you can imagine throughout this whole farm scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite is like he's like doing some Clint is doing some farm work down below, and out of the barn window, the top of the barn, she's holding herself through the window, and he's just reaming her from behind, and she's like, yeah, like cock-a-doodle-doo. The rooster's out on vacation. She is waking the farm up in the morning.
Oh god. Like, they are not shy.
No, exhibitionists. I mean, would you be if you had all that farmland and acreage?
So the farmer runs around. Yeah, he runs around with the chicken on his dick. Cut to... After that shot, we immediately cut to the farmer giving Clint some money. And he's like, thanks for hanging around. Before you go, can you just get some hay down from that loft?
Oh, Clint, you got the money. Just fucking run.
And Clint's like, yeah, sure. What could go wrong? He doesn't say that, but he's thinking it.
Yeah.
So he walks into that farm, and who's in there, Chris?
Oh, boy. Super Soul.
And what's she doing?
Oh, she's milking heartily.
Yeah.
Heartily.
With her typical outfit on.
Yep.
And she's giving him a real look. She's like, yeah, when he walks in with this big smile on her face.
I'm telling you, she smells.
And Clint's trying to get out of this so bad. He knows what's going to happen. He's like, oh, hey, yeah. I'll see you.
Just coming through. Hoping I don't get fucked on the way out of here.
So he goes up to the loft. He starts putting down some hay. And then what happens?
He can't go fast enough for this damn thing. He cannot go fast enough. The pitchfork, he's working his ass off.
Yeah, he knows what's going to happen.
Now she's disrobed.
Oh yeah, she's like she never stops smiling.
No.
And she just walks over to the ladder and she's like, yeah.
Like this is kind of cocked Joker grin.
Yeah.
Like a Cameron Diaz kind of thing. But now the cow kind of, slips away like, oh, thank God she's done doing that. The cow's probably had enough too.
The cow's like, oh, I get a break.
The cow is milk and powder at this point. So she starts climbing up this ladder just naked and like, hey.
Yeah. Never stops smiling.
Oh no. And when she gets to the top, oh boy.
She does the same move she did in the bedroom. She goes, yeah, and then pounces on top of him.
Meanwhile, the farmer is outside.
Like drilling a hole.
Yeah,
but right outside the barn.
Yeah.
But it's really loud, so he's not going to hear what's
loud.
going on. And then Clint's just like, what? No. He's like, no, please not again. He actually says, not this again. Yeah. One of his quotes. He also says, let go of my cock. She rapes him.
Pretty much.
I'm not exaggerating.
No.
She pulls his junk out and starts riding on it, and she's like, yeah. He's like, no, your husband's right there. No.
And he keeps yelling, your husband, over and over again. And he's going to hear us. He's going to catch us. And like, first off, you can hear him still drilling outside. When that drilling stops, then you can worry.
I'd
say, you know what? Enjoy yourself for the time being.
But she keeps saying shit in German while this is going on. She's like, da. And she's like, sounds like some Mars Attacks alien just going on and on. And so she starts fucking him so hard that we see a shot of the farmer drilling a hole and the whole barn is shaking back and forth. And I mean, the whole barn looks like it's about to fall over.
This is like a Charlie Chaplin gag is about to happen.
So the farmer stops drilling and he just walks into the barn. And he's like, hey, Clint, can you give me a hand here? And then he walks up and catches them.
And Sola has no intention on moving.
No, she's like still going. And
she knows she's coming up. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, because even Clint's like, no. And she's like, nah, I'm not going to stop. The farmer tries to kill Clint with a pitchfork. He runs away, and the farmer like chucks the pitchfork, like a javelin, lands in the ground, and Clint's just running through the field. He has nowhere to go at this point. He's just running.
The farmer's like, first I put a roof over your head, clean bed. I give you money. That's how you pay me. You bang my wife.
And it's like, well, how he saw you doing it, he might have thought it was okay, considering you're just screwing her in the middle of everywhere in public.
Yeah, when in Rome.
And he's like, yeah, you won't. At one point, like before Clint jumps out of the top of the barn, he goes, I can't even explain it. He's like, it's not even worth it. It just jumps out. He knows nobody's ever going to believe him.
No.
The farmer goes back into the barn with that pitchfork. He drops it below the ladder. Oh. He climbs up the ladder and he helps his wife to her feet, Super Soul, and then immediately punches her in the face.
Yeah.
And he says, and I quote, now get your crowd ass over to the house and rustle me up some supper.
Yeah.
And then she does like a Nazi salute and says, Mein Führer, or something like that.
Yeah. You get your crowd ass over to the house and rustle me up some supper.
Jawohl, mein Herr.
So then the farmer starts going down the ladder, but he falls, and he falls on that pitchfork, and it goes right up his ass. And then we just see a shot of him like going, ah, like screaming. And then the Super Soul just looks over the edge of the loft, and she's like, da, 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 like something in German.
No.
Cut. We will never see them again.
Yeah, thank God.
Now you might think, this movie can't get any weirder than that.
No.
We haven't even begun, friends. We haven't even begun.
We are still in first gear.
We haven't even really got to the plot.
We have not left the parking lot.
Which, okay, I'll give Russ Meyer this is not a crowd movie. Like, this movie, it's got its meaning throughout.
Yeah.
Like, it certainly has a point, and it's not just wandering around and then decides to resolve itself an hour and a half in. Cut to a hotel. Clint has hitchhiked over here. The first person we see is another lady, Super Eula.
Oh, yeah.
She's just dancing in her underwear, and she's sassing her father, is what I put, because she doesn't speak or hear. She's deaf.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, Chris, we have yet another deaf character dancing. So you might be right about that one. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything yet.
And she can't, well, she said that she can't talk,
yet.
right? She can't speak either.
Yeah, she can't speak. So Clint goes in, and he's talking to the guy who owns the place, who's her father. Okay, so he goes, he wants to buy a room. The guy who owns the hotel says, kids these days, my daughter can't speak or hear. I've raised her alone since her mother died when she was 5. And then he pulls out a pistol, a revolver, and he goes, if anyone harms a hair on her head, just one hair, they'll answer to this.
Yeah.
And he holds up that revolver. And Clint's just like, yeah, okay. He's not terrified yet, but you can tell that little glimmer in his eye like, oh no.
Like, what a day, I'll tell you. What else?
Boy.
He's kind of rolling with the punches at this point.
The hotel owner says, I didn't raise her just to have some young scallywag come by and take advantage of her handicap. He keeps holding down the pistol on the counter and staring Clint down while he's saying these things.
Exactly.
And just at this point I wrote, we know trouble is coming. They're
setting it up, and Clint's gonna knock it the fuck down.
Yeah, and Clint's just like, I don't blame you. Here's your $10. And then he goes off to the room. The hotel owner still stares him down as he leaves. There's this crazy music, like ragtime music, that's playing.
Yeah.
Clint walks past Super Eula. She smiles at him. He walks past this dune buggy. Notices it, thinks it's interesting. Then the dad walks up to Super Eula and signs to her, says, I need you to watch The Office because I'm leaving for Rotary. Tells her, leave that guy alone.
Which is a red alarm.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen. She signs him back something about him being mean, about what she wears. He gets frustrated and leaves, and she keeps dancing. She never stops dancing. So he leaves. She immediately runs into the office and grabs the keys for the buggy, and then can't start it. She runs over to Clint's room. Okay, this is so good. She knocks on the door and writes him a note, and it says, "Please help me." He says, "No way," and closes the door. He knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And she writes another note. "My car won't start." And we know Clint's proclivity for loving to work with cars and gas. He just can't say no. So he says, all right, and I'm going to help her. He helps her out. Then she writes a note that says, let's go for a ride. He says, no, 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 no. Then she writes another note that says, Father won't be home for 3 hours.
That's more than enough time to get in some trouble.
Cut to desert. Clint and the deaf girl are riding on a buggy. He's driving while she rides on the back without her top on. She's holding it in her hand and waving her hands around. And I'd say, probably not so comfortable to be riding in a dune buggy without a top on.
No, not at all.
They park in the middle of the desert. She runs off with a blanket. Clint follows her. And then he looks over this little hill, and she's down there just completely naked on the towel, ready to go. And then he looks at her, but then he notices a car driving in the distance. And he's like, oh my God. Oh no.
What are the odds?
He goes and he grabs a pair of binoculars. He's like, I think that's your old man. He looks through him. He's like, that's your old man. We gotta go. We gotta go. And he's trying to yell at her, and she's just pretending I don't know. And he's pointing come on, come on. The dad notices him and gets super pissed. So he starts driving over. Clint keeps trying to leave. The girl takes her time. I love this part. She's taking her time. She's getting dressed and everything. And he's come on. And then she puts a blanket over him, and he goes, we don't have time for this shit. Let's go. They get in this big car chase.
Isn't the sheriff also?
Yes, the sheriff's in the car with the dad. They get in a big chase.
Big buggy race.
Then Clint sees this guy in a truck, and he's like, hey buddy, I'll give you $10. No, $20 to drive me to the next town over. And the guy's like, well, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This man is not credited The man driving this truck is Lance from Malibu High.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Lance from Malibu High.
Oh my God.
It's him, Chris.
Well, we know what your sequel's going to be.
Okay. And to be honest, I still think this is actually Lance because what's about to unfold next.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's the dots are connected for me, but for everyone else.
So again, this man is not credited. Yeah. This is Lance. I would know this man anywhere. He's sitting in the truck smoking a pipe. Clint runs over. He kisses Eula goodbye. The dad and the sheriff chase after them, but they go into like another county, and the sheriff's like, "Oh, you need to back off and stop." So they let him go. Okay, this is when this movie devolves into a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Oh boy. Are we talking the scene where the music changes?
Okay, well, all of a sudden we cut back to a man dressed in a caveman outfit.
Yeah, and he's
holding
lifting
like
weights.
these comical like 10-ton like weight and like a big fake dumbbell.
Yeah.
Like the cartoon like dumbbell.
Yeah, and he's working out, feverishly, and it's just
yes, he just starts like lifting weights real fast.
And the music it's kind of going with it too. The music gets really cartoony.
Yeah,
and she
we keep cutting back between the dad in the car and them.
Yeah, and she's having her way with this man.
Yeah, like the first cut is dad in the car, then we cut back to him lifting weights while Eula's on her knees in front of him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then we cut back to the dad in the car. Then we cut back to, and he never stops lifting weights, by the way.
No.
We cut back to Eula on top of the man as he continues to lift weights.
And
okay.
his face
This is when this movie breaks down into, I don't know what the fuck's going on, because Eula starts yelling at him, keep it up, God damn it.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
So she can talk.
Right.
Keep it up! Keep it up, goddammit!
I don't understand. Was she pretending she couldn't talk her whole life?
Or at least that's what I am trying to figure out here.
Because she's talking not like a deaf person.
Yeah.
Like a person who can hear and speak.
I really don't have an answer for you.
Like I almost chalked it up to like this movie.
I thought about this long and hard, and I have no answer. Like I have no answers for anything in this movie, and this is one of those many, many scenes.
Yeah. Cut to Lance and Clint driving in the car. I'm going to call him Lance because this man has no name, and it is Lance.
That's amazing.
So Lance says, hey, maybe you should come up to me with my fishing lodge. My wife and I would love to have you. We cut to a shot of his super busty wife riding on top of him. Clint says no. Obviously, he knows where this is going to go. Then he tries to give Lance money, and he's like, no, don't give me any money. It's on me, kid. I honestly think that Lance was trying to recruit him at this point.
Yeah.
So, because also when he sees Eula, he gets this smile in his eye. Lance gets this glimmer in his eye. He goes,
Well, he can sense it.
Yeah.
Too. He knows.
So, he drives off, but then we're not done with Lance because we cut to a shot of Lance lying on the bed while his wife's on top of him. And he's like holding the bedpost really weird.
Yeah.
Like in this, and he's got this weird like stoic look.
Yeah.
Like he's testing her out. And she just bounces on top of him, and he's just got this real stoned face on his look.
Is this before or after he gave her the gun?
You know this is before. This is his new girl.
Yeah.
He walks, although this movie was filmed before Malibu High.
See what I'm saying?
You remember when Kim's like, what happened to those other people?
Yeah, there's a skeleton. There's a pile of skeletons outside. You want to find out?
Clint walks over to the next town. All of a sudden, he walks by this mountain. And there's this like puff of smoke. And we cut to Super Angel.
Yeah.
Sitting on top of this mountain.
And she's got blood on her face.
Bloody face.
Yeah.
And she's sitting in front of a fire with like this conniving look on her face.
Naked.
Yeah. And then there's an explosion and she disappears.
Yeah.
Cut to Supervixens Oasis. Mm-hmm. A lady who looks a lot like Super Angel is running this gas station. And like Clint tries to walk in the door. There's a guy honking his horn for gas. Angel like plows out the door and knocks Clint over.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. Coffee's on me. Go inside." Clint walks in.
She always runs whenever the door.
Yeah, she always runs and she's wearing like high heels and this
Yeah.
teeny little skirt. And she's just like, "Oh, I can't do it all myself."
She's running this place by herself.
So Clint walks in, he hops over the counter, pours himself some coffee, and she comes back in. And I just wrote in my notes at this point, he doesn't notice her?
Yeah.
This is clearly Super Angel.
Mm-hmm.
But he just like either is playing dumb or is just so dumb that he doesn't get it. Because by the way, Clint says maybe, and I'm not exaggerating, maybe 20 lines of dialogue in this movie. He doesn't talk very much at all.
No, it's all reactions to what's going on around him.
I don't blame him. He's having the worst day yet the best day.
So, depending on who you are and how fast you can outrun a bullet. Yeah.
So he asks for a cheeseburger with everything. Someone else pulls up asking for gas, and he's like, "Oh, I'll help." And he says this quote, "I used to be in the business." I guess the business of filling gas.
Yeah.
But again, like I said earlier, Clint cannot help himself when it comes to gas stations. He loves the feel of that pump in his hands. He loves checking that oil, which, by the way, I never had anybody check my goddamn oil at a gas station.
Oh,
What the hell's with this?
Well, Clint's back in the game at this point.
Yes, he's so happy because he's finally able to pump gas again. So he eats his burger while she's helping another customer while patriotic music plays. Clint finishes his burger and leaves some change on the counter. And he leaves the station. It's getting busy. Angel runs up to the guy with the cow... Okay. There's a guy who pulls up with a cowboy hat on, and he never says a word. He just, like, smiles at her really creepily.
Yeah.
When Clint leaves, she runs back up to his car, and she goes, "You're a quart low on oil." And then we cut to inside the car, and did you realize what was going on?
No, what was going on?
He had no pants on.
Oh.
That's why she says, "You forgot your raincoat."
Oh, see, this movie is so easy to get distracted on
Yeah,
other shit.
no,
I don't realize these small things.
I had to rewind it.
Yeah. Well,
She just goes, "Oh, you forgot your raincoat." And he's got his pants around his ankles. And then it cuts to his face going, "Eh," like smiling at her.
yeah, you get really desensitized to that in this film. Case in point.
So Angel runs back inside. She's really bummed Clint left. He's trying to hitchhike. The guy without pants passes by and flips him off out the window. Angel comes running up the road after him. She says something about how she inherited this truck stop from her old man who was in Nam. She used to have a guy who pumped gas, but he was a drunk, and he quit or disappeared a few months ago.
Yeah.
She introduces herself as Super Vixen. She asks them to work at the shop, says she'll pay him $150 a week, which seems pretty good in 1975.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he gets a place to stay. And by place to stay, it means a place to stay with her to basically be her new boyfriend.
And it is a shack.
Yeah, it is literally a shack, and somebody thinks it's a shitter at some point. So, we cut to Super Vixen and Clint running around the desert chasing each other.
I just had the image of someone actually going in there and taking a shit on their floor.
Like, oh, sorry, I thought this was the bathroom.
Yeah, like peeing on their couch.
Where's the toilet? Well,
Clint, what's this shit doing on the front porch? Anyways, sorry.
So they're running around the desert. They're apparently in love now. We watch them having sex on the top of a mountain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cut to Super Vixen radioing Clint. He's wearing really tiny shorts, like
oh boy.
really, really small shorts.
Like me in elementary school.
Yeah. He's helping somebody with its tow truck. She tells him to come back. She needs help at the station. Clint comes back, helps a customer. Customer is Harry the cop.
Yes, Mr. Harry Sludge.
So he apparently recognizes Clint right away. Mm-hmm. Well, not really.
He doesn't. No.
He kind of recognizes him. Clint has no idea who this man is.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get it. Although he's wearing the same aviator sunglasses. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't have his uniform on, so maybe Clint wouldn't know.
No.
But it's very odd he didn't recognize him to me.
Well,
I was
cops,
like, huh.
I mean, Harry was also wearing a helmet, too. And
That's
so
true.
He didn't have the description of the hair, and he was hit in the head. So it's very hard for you to tell He was disoriented.
Yeah.
There you go. So that I can explain away. Sure. The one thing in this movie I can explain away. Yeah.
He keeps asking Clint something like, were you in the service or something like that? And Clint says something like, no, I went back to school. And I'm like, and you work at gas stations?
Yeah.
But then he kind of figures it out. Yeah. Harry does.
Yeah.
And he says, where is the growler? And Clint goes, I don't know what that is. Neither do I. And he goes, the shit house. Clint shows him, and he starts walking over.
It's kind of weird because Clint invites himself, and he'll kind of go with it. And
no, he goes, don't mind if I join you, do you? And Harry responds with, no, as long as you're not some damn queer.
Oh, boy.
Harry is a real...
open-minded man.
Yeah. So...
You know what? I think he's so angry. Everything he's angry about, he's really silly. Queer. Well, it obviously he's compensating for the fact that he can't get it up. I think that's where this aggression comes from.
I think this is Harry represents like the angry man. Yeah, the angry. I guess
woman hating, sexually deprived. You know.
Yeah, a real woman hating. It's like he's like in the Little Rascals, the He-Man woman hating club type guy.
You know
he's like a 5-year-old.
You know what's sad is that I read a lot of statistics on this stuff, but it's not far off from what happens a lot with a lot of police officers too.
Oh, really?
Like this is
like beating the wife and all.
Yeah, it's the whole stress of that job and what happens, and this is not uncommon. So wow.
Well, hopefully for these police officers, their wives don't emasculate them like Super Angel.
Right. Yeah.
But again, you can never ask for that type of punishment.
No.
Oh, boy. So Harry invites Clint to go fishing with him. And he's like, oh, sure, I'll ask for the day off from work. He says, why don't I take you and your old lady out to dinner? Clint asks, and Vixen says, we can't leave the cafe alone, so we'll go to drinks and dance later.
I just like, who fucking eats there? Like,
yeah, I know. It's like, really? You couldn't close for a night? Like, there's nobody fucking around. Well, there's so many people that come to this gas station.
Yeah, population, one tumbleweed.
But, like, she's constantly busy. There's always something going on at that gas station.
Yeah. And she's always scurrying out in her high heels, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, and there's that part where, like, the paper comes for no reason while Harry's there, and she bends over, and he just looks up her skirt while she's bending over.
Yeah.
So he asks Clint where to stay. He tells him some hotel. Harry pulls away, and Super runs out and says, come on, let's dance. And then her and Clint just start dancing in the middle, like the same dance that everybody does, that weird Running Man dance. Harry like looks out the window pissed. He drives off, but then he sees this. We pass by this big cartoony sign that says turn off radio transmitters, danger, blasting area.
Yeah.
And it's written in like Comic Sans, like a real...
It is.
Yeah. So then he stops his car. He drives down this road. He runs into this room and grabs a bunch of explosives. And this cut I did not understand. Is it cuts to him running back to the car with a bunch of explosives in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, this thing is like a little, like a Adobe almost, a very small Adobe.
But then the next shot is of him putting these explosives in the car again, but he's like outside of a building.
Yeah.
Like in a parking lot.
I didn't get that either.
I was so confused when that cut in. I was like, what is going on? Then we cut to Angel/Vixen sitting on top of a mountain, naked, looking at him and smiling. Cut to Harry at the motel. He pulls up, calls the operator. Okay. This is also Super Soul plays this part.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He calls up the operator and he asks for the number for the Supervixen gas station. And the operator... Do you remember those?
Vaguely, yeah.
The operator is a woman sitting naked on a train track with the switchboard in front of her, and she's speaking German.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Super Soul.
Oh, see? Oh, my
she's
God.
Just like, das tut it? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And then she gives him the number.
But doesn't it change to another scene and she's somewhere completely different naked, given the still...
Yeah, on the train track.
Yeah, but it changes to another... From the train track to another scene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's all over the fucking place. This is now the acid is kicking in at this point.
So then we cut to the bar dance club, and Harry's just watching as Vixen and Clint are dancing. Clint says Harry looks lonely and that Vix should ask him to dance. And she says, I get weird vibes from him. He's creepy. Rightfully so.
I mean, it's if we can describe the look of Harry Slash.
Harry's
his
just
face.
like staring her hard. Like he looks like a psychopath.
Yeah, I just want to describe for everybody his features. His jaw would fit perfectly in a box. Like it's so square. I'm not exaggerating. It has, his jaw has corners. His face has corners. Anywhere you slice it, anywhere you look, it looks like an early PlayStation game. When you look at his face, to say the least. So it's very intimidating.
He looks like an old PlayStation character, like a big pixelated mess.
He's polygons that weren't really maximum polygon count 4.
He looks like a Virtua Fighter character.
Yeah.
She eventually reluctantly offers him a dance. He says he hasn't had an offer like that since the senior prom, but his only vice is cigars, an occasional cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vixen says the line, I like an occasional cigar too, but I take it out of my mouth once in a while.
This is as we, the audience, is supposed to put those two ones together and go, aha!
It's like we knew already it's the same woman.
Yeah.
We're not dumb.
Yeah.
We're not Clint. We get it.
Yeah.
So then Super and Clint go back home. We cut between them having sex and this horrible shot of Harry like deep throating a cigar.
Yeah.
He's like got it real wet and he's just like, like puffing it, but also like shoving it down his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's like smiling to himself. He's like, yeah, I got her now.
Yeah, the jig is up. The game is on.
Cut to the next morning. Clint wakes up early.
Because they're supposed to go fishing.
Yeah, they're supposed to go fishing. Super's like, oh, you should go. So he goes to get Harry. Harry says, oh, I'm sick. I can't go fishing. He's like, oh, you should go do what you had to do today for work. So Clint drives off. Harry goes outside and he calls Super. Well, there's that part where he goes up to the front of the hotel and he says something, which, by the way, that's Russ Meyer, I
yes,
believe.
The hotel manager is Russ Meyer.
And he says, I'm going to stay here another day. Tell that N-word maid not to wake me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, real class act, Harry.
Yeah.
So he goes over the phone and he calls Super. He says, hey, can you come out and help us? The car broke down. Bring the truck. And she's like, okay. So she comes out. She picks up Harry. And she goes, where's Clint? He says he's out to pick up these generators. Then Harry grabs the radio and calls Clint and says, I got your girl. I got your girl. You better meet me out here at this mountain. And if you bring anybody with you, I'm going to make your Super Vixen end up just like Angel.
Yeah.
And Clint finally apparently realizes that, like, this is the Harry.
Well, first I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? He kind of doesn't connect it at first.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Harry, what are you talking about? I thought we were friends. Yeah. So then he drives over for the rescue. Then we get the last scene of the movie.
Yeah. Oh boy, this whole thing plays out like a Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner.
It's gone fully cartoon at this point.
Yeah.
Harry is like dressed in, like he has this beret on like he's a special forces unit.
Mm-hmm. But the rest of the suit doesn't match.
No. He's still got his same outfit on, but he's got this beret on.
Yeah.
And he like carries a Vixen up this mountain. And Clint's like trying to run up to save her, but Harry keeps chucking dynamite at him while he's running. Like dynamite.
It's like an old NES game.
Yeah.
There's a mountain, there's a guy throwing dynamite at you at the top, and you gotta free the girl. I feel like I put a quarter in, and this is what happened on my TV.
And all while he's doing this, the Saints Go Marching In is playing.
Yeah.
Then we see just long scenes of Clint trying to run up the mountain and him getting dynamited. He keeps throwing more dynamite at Clint, but then now he has like some sort of weird dynamite slingshot that he's using.
Yeah. Like, why didn't you use that first?
And he's lighting fuses with his cigar. And I just wrote, this is like a cartoon.
Yeah.
At this point.
It's kind of got like the A-Team thing going, like, I love it when a plan comes together.
So Clint tries to get to Vixen. Harry keeps using this slingshot to shoot dynamite at him. Then all of a sudden, Super Angel appears on a bed on the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is where it got weird.
Yeah.
Because before when she appeared, Harry did not see her.
Mm-hmm.
Super Angel appears and she says, Clint's a good boy, but Harry's a real man. And Harry responds to her and says, you bet your sweet ass I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he keeps imagining Super Angel telling him things like, you're well hung, you're better than Clint. And he's like, yeah, that's right. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, it makes you wonder, is this really like Harry's subconscious? This is his psychotic vision that he's having of her. And we're seeing from his point of view.
Maybe this is all like I said, like the Jacob's Ladder of porn movies.
Yeah.
Like this might all be some sort of weird fantasy of Harry's.
Yeah.
Like his idea of being emasculated constantly,
right.
Of a younger man taking his place, of him not being able to satisfy a woman
and
anymore.
He
can't get it up. This is like his way, his revenge, you know. This whole thing is just so
And Super
weird.
Angel now on this bed is his manifestation, actually.
Yeah.
That's got to be what it is.
So eventually he runs out of dynamite, but he has one piece left of this super long fuse. So he rigs this piece of dynamite right near Vix's vagina. And she's like, no, screaming. And he lights it and then just goes and sits behind a rock with his cigar and he's going to listen to it happen.
Yeah.
And then Clint runs up to... Oh, no. He goes on top of the mountain and he waits for Clint to run up there. Clint runs up to save her and then Harry shoots him, which I thought right in the chest at first because that looked like where the blood came out, but apparently it was his leg.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, bet that's smarted. And like Clint's like trying to crawl to Vixen to get this to go out. He's trying to get the fuse out and Harry just keeps shooting at him, hits him again. Eventually he runs out of bullets, takes out a knife, chucks it, hits Clint in the leg. But Clint doesn't give up. He crawls over, takes that dynamite and chucks it down the hill. Harry runs down and beats him up. He drags Clint on top. Well, he drags Clint over. He rips all of Vixen's clothes off, and he's something like, "You want her, you have her." And then he like puts him on top of her,
and he's knocked out cold.
Yeah. Clint is knocked out completely.
Doesn't he
cold.
get shot in the chest too?
That's what I thought, but it was like all his legs and everything.
I thought it was leg, knife, and then chest was like the next one.
He's real screwed up at this point.
What a day, I'll tell you.
Clint's totally passed out. Harry shoves the dynamite right between his legs
and in the hollow of his cheeks.
Yeah, right in his butt. And then Harry just goes behind a rock and smokes a cigar and he's going to listen to it.
It's like, okay, going to bed the night before, do you think Clint had any idea his day would consist of him with a stick of dynamite between his ass, lying on top of a naked woman about to die?
I had no idea this is how the movie was going to end.
Yeah.
So Harry goes over, smokes that cigar. Well, in Clint's world, probably, to be honest. This is not the weirdest thing that's happened to him.
Every day he wakes up, he spins the chamber. He doesn't know what's going to happen.
Clint is living in a constant state of Russian roulette. Vix is just trying to wake Clint up. He won't wake up. The fuse reaches the bottom all the way to the piece of dynamite, and then all of a sudden, it's a dud.
Yeah, who would have thought?
So Harry runs up. He's pissed. He grabs the dynamite. He walks down the hill. Then all of a sudden, the fuse lights back up.
Yeah, it's very... It sinks in the whole cartoonish
he
points.
looks... Okay, this is the only time this happens.
Yeah.
Harry breaks the fourth wall, looks right in the camera, raises his eyebrows, and then a car horn beeps twice.
Yeah.
And he explodes.
Yeah, like a jalopy horn, like...
Leaping lizards!
We then cut to a shot of Vix sitting naked on top of the mountain, and she says, "That's all, folks."
Yeah.
Text comes on screen that says, "Except ... Then Clint and Vix run naked through the desert. They screw on top of the mountain, and Vix yells, "I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming." Cut to, for some reason, just two people named in the cast. It says, introducing Mary Ann. It says Tom's other wife, but this is Lance's wife.
Yeah.
And she's just walking down a street in this bra. And then it cuts to the guy who played the, quote, race car driver.
Oh, yeah.
Who's having sex with Super Cherry, like, kind of half in the car.
Yeah.
Then we cut, the last shot of the movie is of a shot of the desert, and it says, quote, "And so well did they serve."
Yeah.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah.
So that is Supervixens.
Yeah. Boy, is it.
Now, I started to like realize when I was watching this and writing my notes, I'm like, I wonder if this is going to make a good podcast or not, because this movie is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's different than anything we've ever dealt with before.
It's like if you took a runaway train and took off the rails and just let it go and see where it would end up. This is that movie for you.
Recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this movie before, it's on YouTube for free. However, there's 2 full versions uploaded. One is in English, but you're going to have to deal with like French subtitles throughout the whole thing.
I dealt with that too.
Yeah. Or the other one is in like French. Like it's better picture, but the audio track's not in English.
Yeah.
That is almost the only way to see this movie.
Yeah.
Because it is super hard to get any Russ Meyer movie. All his movies have basically diverted from various distributors, and the only place you can find the DVDs are either through his website where it's like $35 a movie, or there's this giant Russ Meyer collection, which I wanted to buy off eBay, and I found it, but it was $120, and it comes with all his movies, but they're only region 2. You can only
that sucks.
so you have to have like a open region player.
Yeah, or you can just play it on your laptop and VLC player from there.
Yeah. But I was like definitely interested in watching some of his other movies because this is insane. And apparently all his other movies are just as crazy. Although this one's really highly recommended. Although everybody says that the last Vixens movie is the most insane. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm kind of dreading this, to be honest.
That's it. You can hear it, Chris.
I can hear it.
Do you hear the echoes of John's?
I hear the echoes of John's.
He likes this movie because he also feels Angel's pain from being electrocuted.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Oh, Bobby DeVito hopping out of that straight arrow. Chris, tell me, how does this movie relate to the man?
And it's so hard because it's so batshit crazy.
It's not hard at all.
Oh, for me?
I already got mine.
You do? Because I really want to hear this. Because I feel like Bobby and DeVito would frequent the bar of Haji all the time.
Oh, of course they would.
All the time.
However, none of this really exists. Because... you know how they say, like, when you're about to die, your life flashes before your eyes?
Yeah.
In the van, when they're having their drag race, and Bobby's van flips over, and they're wondering if Bobby's okay and if he's going to wake up.
Oh, wow.
This is what Bobby dreams of while he's in that comatose state.
Oh, my God.
And that's why he wakes up with that big smile on his face and he goes, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And that's why he always says stuff like, I'm bigger than Dugan.
Yeah.
This is Bobby's masturbatory fantasy on his deathbed.
Oh, my God.
And they unfortunately brought him back from the light because Bobby was about to join the permanent land of the Supervixens.
Wow, that's the big guns right there. Yeah, I wouldn't have. Wow, I never would have put that together.
Thank you for everybody that's listening. If you could rate and review us on iTunes, that would be greatly appreciated. And by the way, the Google Play Store is finally open and our podcast is on there. So everybody with an Android phone, you can now listen to the Grindbin on your podcast thing on that, whatever the fuck it's called, over on Google Play. So go ahead and give us reviews on there, please. Greatly appreciate it.
And don't forget the little rectangular purple button in iTunes that says subscribe. Press it.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the team! But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
I said it, knockers. This boogie ain't got no real poaching. Brenda.